Welcome back to Zachary Reality. I'm your host,
Zachary.
Take a sip. Welcome back to the podcast, guys. We're back in studio today. This is our third time back in studio this year, and we are with a very lovely guest. You may know her from The Bachelor. You may know her from wedding videography. I know maybe she shot your wedding. Maybe she's shooting your upcoming wedding. She's also an influencer, a Virginia native. Now she lives in LA. It's Susie Evans.
Ooh, what an intro.
Is that the best intro you've ever gotten?
No, that was lovely. Thank you.
Did I miss anything?
No. I mean, other than like just Zachary Reality fan.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, you're really like positive and likable, and I would tell you if you weren't. I interview a lot of villains. I love interviewing villains, but you weren't a villain.
Some would say,
yeah,
the greatest villain of all time.
Who?
Me.
Really?
Some people thought.
Oh
that.
my gosh.
I mean, some did.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you were so dramatic. That ending of the show was crazy. I have to start off with this Instagram story. So, like, whenever like people DM me, I like look back at their other responses if I never got to it.
Okay.
And then I always see like my Instagram stories will pop up from like a year ago or two. So then literally like yesterday I looked and there was a story from your season. The Rose Ceremony from Hell recap spoilers. And I have to read it to you.
Okay.
It's going to make all of us cringe.
Can't wait.
Oh my God. Clayton tells Rachel and Gabby he loves them both and effed them both. And that he also loves Susie. They both break down and cry. Clayton talks to Gabby first, and she questions why love is being measured. Clayton then talks to Rachel, and that convo was less emotional. Clayton hands out the roses. Rachel says yes. Gabby says no. She walks away, but then after another convo, Clayton convinced Gabby to stay. It's emotional. You heard about the Rose Ceremony from Hell, but what was it like watching it?
Horrible. It was horrible. Yeah, because obviously I had heard everything and I knew what to expect, but watching two people you care about just go through something really painful, and then it's coming from the person that you're with that's also just like currently going through a crisis. It was like pretty horrible to sit there and watch everything unfold. And yeah, it was honestly just like so sad and uncomfortable, and yeah, it just kind of makes you want to crawl out of your skin. Yeah.
But as far as like a viewer, were you like, holy shit, this is the best TV ever? Or you can't even like get in that mindset because you were too close to the situation?
Yeah, I was too close for it to be like entertaining at all.
Yeah. But like Clayton always like, he gives himself a hard time a lot, but I really feel like he gave us, and people call him boring, but it was a really good season. Like feelings aside, like it was great and riveting TV the way everything unfolded.
Totally. Like, yeah, that's one thing I constantly see online is that people complain about boring bachelors or whatever, but I'm like, well, it really wasn't that boring.
Susie, it was so good.
Yeah.
Honestly, Clayton 2.0, he should come back to be the Bachelor.
Oh.
Would you care?
Well, I tweeted at Mike Fleiss when he was still working on the show, and I said, give Clayton another round, but I was literally joking.
Yeah, of course.
I was literally with him at the time. It was a joke, but.
We'll probably see him go to Paradise, and we thought you could potentially be the Bachelorette. I mean, I was rallying for you.
Wow.
They chose Charity. Woo!
Ooh, no, yeah, I'm so excited for Charity.
Yeah. Did you like Zach's season?
Yeah, I was kind of in and out, but no, I definitely liked it. I liked the girls. I thought they were so cute, like so fun. Jess with the body glitter. I literally went out and stocked up on body glitter. Like I wear it all the time now. If I'm going out and I'm just like, Jess with the body glitter.
I love glitter. Did you have a favorite on that season or someone that you saw yourself in?
Yeah, I think Jess. I think she's
really?
somebody. Yeah, she's so sweet and genuine, and I think she just like comes from a really good place, has strong morals and like a good moral compass. Where I feel like, I don't know her obviously, but I do get the vibe that she wants to be friends with everybody. She's like she didn't like seem to put herself into drama or like into situations, but she's tried to see everybody's side. So I thought she was very genuine and I really liked her. But Katie, Gabby, Charity, like Ariel, like all of them.
Wait, what? Wait, the final two was Katie and Gabby?
Yeah.
Oh,
right?
yeah, it was. For a second, I thought Gabby and Rachel for a second. I'm like, they were the final two the year before. There's a lot of Gabbies.
Yeah.
There's so many Gabbies.
And a lot of Rachels, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rachel Lindsay.
Yeah.
Love her. So before we move on to like other stuff, do you think you're going to go to Paradise or you just don't know?
So I'm kind of reckless in life. And honestly, there's not much I wouldn't do.
Yeah.
But I've got a wedding like right in the middle of June. So I just have to assume it's probably not on the table.
Cards.
Yeah, for me. So
but maybe they'll bring you in for like a day or two. Like, who knows what will happen.
Ooh, I feel like my worst nightmare. I mean, first of all, my worst nightmare is like being on a beach in a swimsuit with cameras. Like,
gotcha.
Like who does want to do that? Not me. But then on top of that, to show up like the last week of paradise, like, no thank you. Everyone's in relationships. I'm not trying to be temptation that walks in or just get shut down. Either way, like either way, that sounds like my literal nightmares. So I would come in for a date. I think they should bring me in as a wedding videographer, and we'll make a little fake wedding date, and I will shoot a wedding for somebody, and it would be super cute. But yeah, other than that, I just like don't really see how it could happen unless the show wants to find a videographer to fill in for me. Yeah.
Well, I am manifesting you being there as a fan, and I'm also manifesting Clayton being there and Rachel. I want the mess, and I want Michelle there and Nate. But time will tell, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
You know something funny? My dad used to own a wedding videography company.
Oh
my entire life.
No way.
Yeah. So they would shoot weddings and bar mitzvahs, and they would make albums for the weddings and bar mitzvahs and do like video shoots. So is that kind of what you do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't do photos as much for weddings, but I've second shot photos, but I would be really intimidated to be a like the first shooter, just because you have to have like, so you really have to be like a director of the day, especially because sometimes a producer, truly a producer, director, and sometimes there's not a wedding coordinator, and it can get so messy, and like the photographers, like so much weight gets put on them. As the videographer, I love documenting. I really love capturing the moments like as they're happening, like authentically. Of course, like stage photos are so important and so essential and crucial, and everybody wants them. But I like capturing those moments of like when somebody first sees that relative, or when the groom sees the bride.
Is there a moment that makes you ever like tear up?
Oh my God, constantly. I'm such an emotional person anyways.
What's your sign?
I'm a Leo.
Oh, cool.
I know, yeah. But yeah, I feel like I not cry, but I tear up probably 2 to 3 times like every wedding. Like usually it's one of the speeches. Usually like the father-daughter dance. Usually there's like a moment between the bride and groom where you're just like, oh, like I hope I find that someday too. You know what I mean? Where you're just like, it's so sweet and so emotional. Yeah,
I think we all look at weddings like that. We're like, oh, I wish that was me. Hopefully that's me one day.
Someday.
When we see like pictures and videos online, for me, my moment that I want is to walk down the aisle. Like I'll be wearing a wedding dress that is going to be like
fierce,
so long.
Oh, I love
like,
it.
Right? And that is like the moment that I envision.
Wow.
Like when I get married. And I want you to be my wedding videographer, but I also need you as like a guest, my bridesmaid.
Honestly, just put me in, Coach. I'll take all positions.
So do you do like you do freelance? So you have you're just like your own company. You don't have anyone that works for you. You don't work for anyone else. Has it always been like that?
Yeah, kind of. So I actually was speaking about this earlier today.
Oh, cool.
I did my first wedding in 2019, but I was a film major in college like in 2011. So I didn't do anything with it for years. I worked for Disney for years. I did marketing in the States for a few years. And then in 2019, I did my first wedding, and I was doing them really cheap and really free just to like get experience again. They were so bad. And like I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's painful. But it was a good way to like grow my business and just to grow my skill and craft again. And then 2020 hit. I had a few weddings booked, and then everything shut down.
Yeah.
It was terrifying.
Was that when you filmed The Bachelor?
No, 2021.
Okay, so what did you do in COVID? Unemployment?
It was so bad. Well, I didn't even qualify, so I quit my job at the beginning of the year. And was like, okay, I'm going to freelance. I actually had a ticket booked to New York City. Like, I had so much planned. And I just won Miss Virginia USA. So,
oh, my God. You're a pageant girl, too.
Yeah. I know. Surprise. You would never think.
I think I forgot that. But you have so many facets to you.
Oh,
many different...
Yeah, she's multi-passionate.
Your resume. Yeah, exactly. So now you're in LA and you're still doing weddings. Like, are you really busy? Like, what do you do when you're not shooting? You just get booked by gig?
Yeah, I'm booked by gig. I am so busy, which is good. It's a good problem to have. A little bit overwhelming. I've had to start outsourcing a bit of my editing, but there's some things that I'm like, oh, I'm not willing to like let go of this. But then like my client has to wait a little bit longer. So I'm just like trying to communicate with people like, hey, I really want to edit this one. And so it might take me a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But I book weddings, gigs. I've been connecting with people here in LA, just like trying to get even.
Well, you could do like events, birthday parties.
Yeah, I've been doing some events lately.
Yeah, you'll find so many connections the longer you're here because there's so many like events at like houses. There's just always events here. I'm sure you can get like a lot busier.
Yeah. Oh, I know. That's the thing.
Make that money.
Make that money. She's a businesswoman.
She's an entrepreneur. So how are you liking LA? You've been here a couple months.
Kind of. So I came out in January for a month.
Okay.
And then I left for a month. And I've been back 4 days now, officially in my new spot. Yeah.
And you are loving it?
Loving it. I'm sleeping on a mattress on the floor in a studio apartment. It's very starving
artist. Oh my
God.
That is starving. We all have to start somewhere.
Absolutely. I feel like I've been the starving artist for a long time though, so I'm kind of ready to like have a bed, which it's not that I like can't afford a bed. I'm just like I haven't ordered one yet, and I'm just waiting to figure out how to decorate a studio. 4 days. Yeah, I've been here 4 days, so I have a mattress. I'm like, okay, I've got that going for me. But yeah, I love it so far. So many amazing humans. I genuinely feel like I have the most incredible people around me. And yeah, through pageantry, like several of my Miss USA sisters, Mariah's like one of my Miss USA sisters.
Yeah, one of my friends. Yeah. So we have a mutual friend, Mariah, who I do hosting with. I've done hosting with her for over 2 years.
That's amazing.
She's so pretty.
She's like the most stunning person.
So gorgeous.
I know.
It hurts.
It's painful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So many good humans through Miss USA, even Miss Teen USA. From like when I was 17, I competed, went to Miss Teen USA. And then one of the girls I competed with out there recently hit me up and was like, I live in West Hollywood. I have a business. Let's get together. And I'm working with her business with my blog. And like, it's just so many great connections. I used to work at Tokyo Disneyland. And so.
What did you do there?
I was a performer.
And
cool.
Yeah. And so like a Disney princess?
Yeah, something like that.
Which princess would you be if you were one?
If I had been one, because they're the princesses. So
yeah, like, Aurora?
Yeah.
Do you like to sleep?
Yeah, all of the above.
Rapunzel? I feel like you would be Rapunzel because you can be like fiery and adventurous.
I would say Rapunzel was my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, very much like me, I guess.
Cute.
I just feel like it was me with like a cup of coffee.
Yeah. And I also noticed you've been hanging out with like the Bachelor Nation boys, like Andrew and Justin and Rodney and Nate.
Yeah.
You are a guys girl. You get along with guys. You have a lot of guy friends.
Yeah, I think I do. I also have a lot of girlfriends, though, too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I feel like people take notice because it's like those are the Bachelor guys.
Fair.
But I also like all my Miss USA sisters that are out here, my Tokyo friends that are out here. I feel like I've got a good mix of people, but yeah, the guys are so fun, and they're just like so genuine and so sweet to me. And also like Rodney like invited me to Easter.
That's sweet.
So sweet. Like just such genuine good people.
Yeah, and you said you pulled a prank on Andrew.
Oh my gosh.
Is it a video?
It's gonna be.
Oh, okay, what happened?
Okay, so I think I'm the funniest person in the world.
Don't we all?
Yes. And so this past weekend at Easter, I brought my camera and I took a few pictures, just like I always do that. I just like to put people in front of my camera. And I took these pictures. The guys looked great. They had their, Easter outfits on, like looking good.
Was there an egg hunt?
For the children.
Okay. Well, sometimes we all participate in
that. Yeah,
this.
I know, right? And so I snapped a few pictures, and then last night I texted Justin and was like, "Hey, let's prank Andrew. I'm gonna send some like amazing pictures of you guys, and I'm gonna like Photoshop his head to just be like really big in the pictures."
Oh, fun.
Yeah, and I like took his muscles away, like made his head really big.
Did you already show him this?
Yes,
oh,
like
cool.
Literally an hour or two ago, when I was driving. I'm like, Justin, text me when you're like in the same room so you can record his reaction. I know.
Is it posted online yet?
No,
but it will be now since this podcast is
when the podcast comes out. Yes,
in the past.
Yeah. It'll be out, I'm sure. And yeah, so I sent it. I sent like these great pictures of Rodney and Justin, and then the one of Andrew.
Oh my god!
I was literally, I'm not kidding. I took a video of myself because I was crying. I was laughing so hard, and Justin was crying. Rodney was laughing. Like we were all in on it, and Justin was like trying to be nice, and he was like, not even trying to be nice. He wrote back and was like, "Dang, like I need a haircut." And I was like, "I don't know. I think your head is just like shaped like that."
Yeah.
And he's like writing, and he's like, "No, I don't know. Something like I don't know." And meanwhile, Justin's recording him, and Justin texted me after and was like, "The video is so good."
Oh, I love that.
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm excited.
Okay, cool. This is kind of awkward, but I just saw Justin. I was driving and I saw him walking on the street. I didn't say hi or anything.
Oh, that's so funny.
But it was like traffic. So I'm like, because you know how Hollywood is. So I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like literally like not, it was like 40 seconds where I'm like not moving and he's like walking and then I'm like following because like that's the way I'm driving.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. Imagine I screamed his name.
I know.
I would have scared him.
I would have.
I feel like I've done that before where I've seen people, like not famous people or anything. Not that he's famous at all. But where I've like screamed people's name and they didn't see me, but I just kept driving because there's no time.
Oh my gosh.
And you scare the shit out of people.
Pranks
are fun.
Pranks are so fun. Mm-hmm. No, it's actually bad. I'm actually scared I'm going to take him too far someday. Like I was almost even a little scared. I was like, am I going to bruise Andrew's like self-esteem when he sees these pictures?
Honestly, maybe you shouldn't. I'm just kidding. Yeah, you love pranks. And I think one of the reasons Bachelor Nation fell in love with you after the show, since I guess there was some backlash, is because of your TikTok and because of social media and like the fun stuff you were doing with Clayton. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of where things started to like turn around. Is that kind of how you went into it? You're like, let me show that I'm a normal person. Let me like use social media to like let people know I'm not this narrative that maybe the show made it seem like I was at the end.
Yeah, I think probably to an extent. I've also just been very comfortable to share my life online for the most part. Like, I mean, I think a lot of people think that I'm all like sunshine and rainbows because that's really the only thing I share online. I don't go online when I'm at my dark times or going through something. I don't really share that with the public just because that's what I'm going through and I'm not seeking validation from the outside world. And to be honest, when I have shared a hardship, I don't really like the attention that comes with that of people thinking like, and not to say that that's wrong when people do that. I think it's great when people are vulnerable and share.
It's really strong if you can do that. Yeah. But it also like we shouldn't feel pressure to like our followers are not a therapist.
No. And honestly they have so many opinions on so many things that like I don't necessarily want to subject myself to that. So I do share the positive sides of my life and the funny sides of my life. And I'm sharing prank videos and just like who I am. Like this is literally who I am. So I'm comfortable to share that side of my life. And I know like with Clayton, I did specifically feel like I was like, okay, they want to bury you. Like people want to take you out. And to me, more so than myself, I was like, I'm not going to let that happen to you because I knew he had a good heart
of course.
From day one. Like he's a genuine person, good heart. And I think everyone has come to see that now. Yeah. But there was a time when Clayton wanted to give up and he was like, I thought about deleting social media entirely, like just getting off all of it. And I was like, I'm not going to let that happen to you because we do have power. That's what's the beautiful thing about social media is it gives people power again because you
lose it when you're on the show. You're not in control of the edit and the narrative. Like, you are in control of your actions,
right?
When you're sleeping with everybody in the fantasy suites, but you're not in. Social media is your tool. It's your platform. Everybody has a platform. Everyone's an influencer.
Totally, absolutely.
I love that. So, do you usually stay friends with your exes? Because it seems like you and Clayton are friendly. You guys, are on good terms. So, is this just like because the experience bonded you so much, or do you stay friends with your other exes?
No, I wouldn't say I stay friends with my other exes, but I'm definitely on good terms with 2 of the 3 other exes. Okay. So, but one of them was horrible to me, like a cheater, liar kind of guy, and I'm just cut him out of my life because I'm like, bye.
Boy, bye.
Yeah, I don't have to be nice to you. But the other 2, like lovely guys, like great people, treated me well, just good humans, we just didn't work out. Yeah. I haven't talked to either one of them in years. Yeah. But I think I still follow one of them on social media and he follows me and like, like we never chat or anything, but all good vibes.
It's nice to not have like a burden or like the heavy shoulders. Like I just actually reconnected with a friend of mine. We had a falling out. Oh. We were friends for only 4 months, like when I first moved to LA.
Okay.
And I posted about this, so maybe people want to know the story. But we ended up matching on Bumble.
Oh my gosh, stop.
And I only really swiped right because like I already knew him. And it was like literally like over 3 years have gone by. And the falling out was really bad because there was like, he was an alcoholic. And like he made everything so toxic. And like I just had to cut him out of my life, block him, like block his phone number, block him on social, block everything. But now after 3 years, I was just like, I don't hold any grudges. So we went to get a coffee.
Nice.
And it went pretty well. I mean, I don't think I'm going to let him back in my life just because you got to be like slow with that stuff because it was so toxic.
Yeah.
But it felt really good to at least like talk about what happened and like be vulnerable and just open and be like, I'm upset that this happened, but like I don't care anymore. But like at least it's nice to let feelings out.
Yeah, that is so good. And I think even with Clayton and I, a lot of people, like even you being like, oh, you friends with your exes, like Clayton and I don't really like chat, you know what I mean? Like we don't text and stuff. We do troll each other, and like we have had phone calls. Like there've been a few phone calls this past year about different things where we've kind of had to consult each other,
especially with like the show and like public. It's good to just at least be on the same page and the same team.
Totally. And like we wanted to be super respectful of each other the whole time, but like there were definitely times when we were so annoyed at each other behind the scenes, but I think what we did that protected our, you know, quote unquote friendship, which we are friends, but like there's too much history there to like truly be friends. Like where I'm not gonna like, you know, go fly to Arizona to hang out for a weekend.
But like if you see him at an event, of course you're gonna talk to him and like wish him a happy birthday.
We're going to an event next month all together.
Oh, cool.
And so like we're gonna be in the same place and like all
who's
good
going?
vibes.
I love these Bachelor meetups.
Yeah, it's a fundraiser.
Is it the one you guys just posted about?
No. It's a different one from that. But that was one that, like, again, something like that.
Yeah. Tell us what it is.
So, well, that one we made not even a commitment. We just, like, we met this amazing woman last year who she started fostering 5 children that were her sister's kids, but her sister struggled with drug addiction. And then she went on to adopt them. And she didn't even have kids of her own at the time. Now she has one of her own. But I'm like, that's one woman, 28 or 29 years old. She was like my age, and my little sister was a foster kid, and then my parents adopted her. So like that to me was like, I was like, oh my gosh, like it was so hard when my parents took on one foster child. I can't imagine 5. And so the event we were at, they did a small fundraiser for her. They gave her like $1,200 at a grocery store. And so Clayton and I were like, we should do something big for her. But then we ended up breaking up like not that long after. It was like 2 months after or something. And we were going through our ups and downs, like privately, personally, behind the scenes with the breakup. And like,
and not everyone needs to know just because you were on a reality show, like no one needs to know what you're fighting about. Like it's not like you're on a reality show where you're filming every day. Like those shows, I feel like you do need to let more out. But like when you go on a competition show like that, like we don't need to know all the details.
Yeah. And I think that's what like protects your humanity. Because like Clayton could come on here and rip me. I could come on here and rip him. Like we both were assholes at times, I'm sure.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, we respect each other. We love each other. And we wanted to do something for this woman. So now I think enough time had passed that we were like, we kept saying, we're like, we gotta work with Cheyenne. So we do have this fundraiser. It's a GoFundMe. If anyone wants to donate, you can find it on our Instagrams.
I'll leave it in the link below.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. Yeah. She's amazing. Like incredible woman. So we wanted to do that because we didn't like commit to it, but we had talked about it. And I'm like, we shouldn't let a breakup prevent us from helping this wonderful person.
For sure. Bringing your 2 platforms together. What were you talking about before? And then it was like another fun. Oh, the trip.
Oh yeah, it's a trip. It's Happy Nurse Foundation. It's my friend Shannon.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, it's gonna be like a house of people and a concert. I think Logan from the franchise is gonna be performing at it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he'll be there. And then what is it? Not Summer House. Is that a band?
Summer House is a show on Bravo.
Oh, okay, no, not that. Oh my God, I can't think of the name. But there's an up and coming band that is going to be, not even up and coming, they're pretty big, but they're going to be playing at the event. And then there's like a house of people, and she's going to allow people to send in truth or dares for the fundraiser.
Oh, cool.
Like, I'm sure they're going to be somewhat appropriate. Like, I might do something crazy, but only because I'm crazy.
Yeah. Well, maybe you'll get a little tipsy. Do you like to drink?
Yeah, I like to drink.
Okay. Well, we still need to like go out and like get drunk together because I don't think we've done that yet.
No.
So me and Susie have only met in person once before this when we went out to lunch with Marlena and Kira and a few other people. But then we've like FaceTimes, you know, obviously here and there. And I've known you like 2 years now.
I know. That's
so
actually crazy.
I'm really glad that you're finally here on the podcast.
I know.
Because this is what the people want.
You think?
I think so.
Okay.
Some people you trolled me a couple times. Like, talk about that. Why did you do that to me? You made a video. I was eating lunch.
I just thought it was so funny.
Yeah.
I thought it was, I mean,
give
obviously.
the context.
Oh, yeah. So Clayton had gone on a podcast and said that we were moving to separate cities. And everyone was like, oh my God, they're breaking up. And at the time, we weren't breaking up. Like, we definitely had our issues at times, but like, we were not breaking up.
But it sounded like you were on that podcast.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Well, I think, I mean, I won't even go into that, but like, basically, Clayton was moving in with his brother in Arizona, and I didn't want to move in with his brother. It was like a small apartment. And I was like, well, I'm not picking up my life and moving to that side of the country, because also he was going back to a normal job at the time, because I think like
he wanted the stability, he wanted a routine.
And I was like,
he moved to Virginia for you.
Yeah.
And then but it was like going to be a temporary thing, right?
We just did
know.
it. Yeah. Honestly, we just didn't know. And he wanted to go there, get a normal job again, like basically stop doing any social media, fitness stuff, whatever. He was just done.
I feel that.
Yeah, fair enough. And I was like, 100%, I support you. I will move out there and I'm down to do it. But then he changed his mind again. He didn't want to get a normal job. He wanted to keep doing what he was doing, but moved to Arizona still. And I was like, okay, well, this promise of like stability, like emotionally, is like attached to like you getting a job where you're not like reliant on this. And so I was like, I am not gonna like pick up my life and move out there with this promise of like emotional stability and security if you're not gonna like follow through with what you think you need to have that.
He just needed to sort out his life and you needed to sort out yours. Yeah. So it's almost like hard. And I think a lot of people deal with this in their 20s when you fall in love and you're dating someone and you want to make it work. You have career aspirations. You have to build yourself. And I think that's why, you know, people don't get married until their 30s or later, because it's just like, how could you commit to someone until you have your life sorted out and in check?
Yeah, and I think that's totally fair. And that was the thing. It's like, I've had my video business for a few years now. I know that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And he was like kind of in the process of figuring that out. Totally fine. So then basically that news came out and everyone was like, oh my gosh, they're breaking up. So
then I DM'd you, and because I listened to that podcast, and I was like, I'm so sad. I was your biggest supporter. And then you told me like what actually was happening, and then I was able to put out the exclusive update.
Wait, but didn't you put out the update before that? You put out the update before that was like, oh, Clayton and Susie are going separate ways. It was like really dramatic.
And then you duetted it.
And then we duetted it. And then I did the...
and it was fun with the green screen.
With the green screen.
Oh, that was
good.
What
is that couch? The casting couch.
Yeah, that was so good.
Susie's moving to LA for career aspirations. And it was like the casting couch behind me.
That was good. But the other TikTok I was talking about is when you were Zachary Reality Spotted.
That one. Oh my gosh.
That was a good one too.
Oh my gosh. That was a solid one too. Yeah. I love a good troll, you know?
Yeah.
But I would never troll somebody that's like not...
like
cool.
Your friend.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like, if I didn't like you, I wouldn't troll you.
For sure. I also probably deserved it. I do a lot of spottings.
Oh, my God. I'm so here
time
for
someone
it.
spots me.
Yeah, I think it's funny. I mean, I would never do that to somebody that I didn't, like, care about or, like, have a good vibe with. I mean,
for sure.
Yeah.
We both have sense of humors.
Yeah.
Sarcasm is my second language.
Love that.
And you're really funny, too, which is great. So you said you're a Leo sun. What's your rising? Do you know?
I don't know.
Do you know your moon? You're not into astrology?
I mean, I probably could be, but no, I just haven't gotten. I mean, I just like that I'm a Leo.
Okay.
In my head, I'm just like, I'm a Leo. I'm conceited. I'm vain.
Gotcha.
And that's who she is. And so I just lean into it on a comedic way. You know what I mean?
For
like
sure.
I just joke that I'm really vain, and deep down, I'm just deeply insecure.
We all are insecure deep down. Are you dating anyone right now, or you're just like kind of like whatever happens?
I haven't even been on a date since Clayton and I broke up.
No way.
Isn't that crazy?
Which was almost a year ago?
No, it was like August, September.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I was literally thinking about it the other day.
We'll set you up soon.
I was like, what do I need to do to get a date around here?
Yeah. I guess just keep going out, go on the apps, friends.
Yeah. I also like kind of just like didn't date for a while. I was also just laying low and
trying to figure out your life. You moved to California.
Yeah, and I was like going back and forth. Like I was a month here, a month back home, and now I'm finally back, and I'm like, you know.
And do you want to like kind of stay here for a minute and get settled?
Definitely.
And find your like routine.
Yeah, I love a good routine because I'm so spontaneous that like I need a routine for the most part, and then I'm able to be spontaneous. Like, when I can.
Yeah. So are you going to be heading out to Coachella this weekend? Did you decide?
I haven't decided. I don't have a ticket.
Yeah. Well, but Revolve Fest, that's still like a festival.
Yeah. Like I think I'll go to some of the parties, but I don't have a hotel booked. I'm just like,
well, that's spontaneous.
Not that I can't be bothered, but I'm kind of like, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
That's
today's
where I'm
Tuesday,
at.
so you have like 3 days.
Yeah.
Maybe even 4. You can go Saturday.
Yeah. I'm just like, I think I actually just made plans with one of my Miss USA sisters, Sam. She was Miss Hawaii.
Cool.
She's fierce. Yeah, I haven't seen her since being here. So she just hit me up for Saturday, and I was like, I think I'm supposed to go to this party, but I might not. I don't know. I just feel like it's such a far drive. I might just choose one day and go. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
We'll see.
That's spontaneity. Is that a word?
Spontaneity, if you will. Yeah, that is.
I'm going to ask you some hot topics in reality TV.
Okay.
Maybe you will know them, maybe you won't, but just give a take. Okay. What do you think of this Vanderpump Rules scandal going on? Do you know the backstory a little bit? How like Tom, he was in a relationship with Ariana for 9 years and then cheated on her with one of her best friends, Rachel. What do you make of all this mess?
Horrible. Of course. I don't like watch it.
Yeah.
But I did watch a few, and when I was in a hotel, actually on the show, they were like playing like reruns.
Oh,
at one
really?
Point. Yeah. And so I did watch like a long time ago, but not really. But no, how horrible. I mean, yeah, I will say they're like nothing excuses that kind of behavior. But the internet is coming for them right now, and I just hope that their mental health is okay, because even though yes, we agree to go on reality TV, and yes, we agree to like sign ourselves up for a ton of ridicule, which like rightfully so, like you just don't get away with cheating. That's the thing.
This is also like different though, because their show has been on for 10 years, so
and it's like their lives,
so we do need to know all the salacious details.
True. I support the hustle to get the details, but I also think I'm like, no human being is made for the amount of like
scrutiny, like
pain that can come. Like, you know that moment when you're like, am I about to get canceled right now?
Yeah.
And like,
or just like anytime you get a pay, it's the worst feeling.
It's the worst
when
feeling.
You don't have control.
Exactly. And like the internet's just spiraling. That's probably what they're going through, which like 1000%, that guy's a cheater. Like, F you, you're a loser in my opinion. Like,
yeah, for sure. I don't know how you could do that for that long.
No,
especially with her friend. Like, oh my god, if you had to cheat, like at least get a fucking whore like somewhere else. I mean, sorry, I won't call her a whore, but like to do it with, oh my god, too close for comfort.
No, 100%. So awful, like literally wild in my brain. But devil's advocate, not even devil's advocate, because it's like there's no justifying it at all.
Yeah.
But I'm like, people cheat in the real world all the time and don't have to go through the scrutiny and the pain of the public perception. So like in my mind, I'm like, I just hope nothing crazy happens.
But then again, they've been on TV for 10 years.
Addiction, things, that stuff can come from
true. That's fair.
That experience where I'm just like, I just hope that like at the end of the day, everyone's human and humans do horrible things. So like, hope they're all okay. Hope you learn from this. But you are kind of an asshole. Actually, you are an asshole.
Well, like, I guess to just rebuttal your point, it's like when they're on TV for so long, like he knew this was coming. Like he knew the public was going to do this to him. You know what I mean? It's not like one season thing.
I almost wonder. Yeah, that's true. I almost wonder if it was like planned. Like, do people think? Is there any conspiracy theory?
Of course, there's always conspiracies.
Okay.
But yeah, it's definitely real and it's fucking crazy. Was there any like conspiracies about you from the show that like were like that you just found laughable or funny, or just you in general that you're just like, holy shit? I mean, there was a lot of conspiracies leading up to the finale before we knew what was going to happen, because no one could really figure it out until the final couple days when it was just like, who's he going to pick? Because we didn't know.
I'm trying to think. I kept trying to make conspiracy theories about myself. I was like tweeting out there. I was like, I ran into Clayton when I was in college.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
I know, but no, there was no juicy stuff. I was just like trying to spread rumors.
Well, the Sasha scandal was like a conspiracy.
Oh my god, Sasha, you're besties with Sasha.
Not even, but I have never even talked about this on a podcast. I did run into Sasha randomly at the bungalow in Santa Monica, like months, like probably a couple months after the thing. And I texted you and I was like, she's sorry, and like she was telling me she apologized.
No, she's not sorry.
But she has moved on with her. She caused a fucking bomb and just was like, I feel bad, because I thought it would have been nice if she like did like a public, not even like an apology, but like explanation, like, you know what I mean? It's been enough time, like at least say something about it.
No, I'm pretty sure
she didn't want
she's
to.
Also like pulled this on an NFL player, and then like not even like that long ago, I think she did this to another major athlete. So
so she's a professional.
I don't think she's sorry.
I'm
pretty sure she does this.
I need you guys to run into each other.
Yeah, can't wait.
And then she'll apologize.
I wouldn't recognize her if I saw her, but
that's
like fair. Maybe she served me a drink at a bar sometime. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I've only met her twice at the bar.
Okay.
And I think she's fun, but I still was like, that's fucked up. Like,
no,
come on.
Totally. Well, like, honestly, if somebody did that, not even, I was going to say if somebody did that outside of those circumstances, I'd be like, haha, whatever. But like, no, also, I'm just like, Clayton was on the verge of a mental health crisis.
I know. That's like the last thing he needed.
Was literally, it was so bad. Yeah. And then this girl comes out and says she slept with him the night before.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I was at a wedding. I was filming a wedding. And
that's the
I
worst.
got a
You're
pit in my stomach.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like, I remember thinking, I was like, dude, like I put so much, like I put myself through so much to stand by Clayton and to help him and to love him and to care for him. And I'm like thinking like, and he cheated on me, like it was,
you even questioned him for a second.
For a second, because I just read this text. I mean, she sent me a DM, and I saw this viral video, and people were sending me messages, and I was like, wait, like the internet's exploding, and I'm like, Clayton cheated on me, like it was like gut wrenching. And I texted my best friends and I said, hey, I don't know what's going on. Can you look into this? Like I'm literally filming a wedding right now.
Yeah. You didn't even text Clayton first?
No, he texted me and was like, hey, this is getting out of control. I don't know what's going on.
Did you believe him? Like after he showed you the proof and stuff?
Oh yeah, he texted me first, and then he's like, this girl's like claiming that she slept with me last night. No context. Also, funny story, he had taken an edible like right before all this happened.
No.
So he was like way high. Yeah.
It depends on the kind of high you could get. Like I've had paranoid highs where I'm like, my life is over. I hate, but then I have like the best highs ever where I would like laugh at that shit. Oh no. It depends on which the direction took me.
When you're having a mental health crisis, it's not going to be fun.
It's not the time to be high.
It's not the time to be high.
It's the worst time to be high.
And when this all happened, and then I was like, well, who is this girl? I went to her page and I clicked my messages and I see this message request and she's like, I'm so sorry. I would have never done this if I had known that like he was with you, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, she didn't watch the show. She didn't
genuine. It was such a genuine response to me. And I was just like, oh my God. Yeah, it was wild. So yeah, for a split second there. But then as soon as I got off that message, I FaceTimed Clayton. I was like, what's going on? And then immediately I believed him. And I was like, oh, I trust you. Yeah.
That's good.
All was
good.
I
do have a surprise for you.
Oh, is Sasha here?
She's here.
Stop.
Sasha? No, I'm just kidding. I'm mad. No, but honestly, I would have pulled that. Honestly, if I thought about it.
No, literally.
And then if she, that would have been a great idea if I did text her because I do have her number.
That would have been like the best prank.
And then
ever.
And then I could have got her on to apologize.
I'm immediately sweating. I'm like, I literally was like, the headphones are coming off. I'm gonna have to fight someone.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't fight her.
No, of course.
But I would actually probably make friends with her, and I'd probably be like, honestly, you probably need a good mentor, and maybe a role model.
Yeah.
You can come sit by me.
Yeah. What did you think of Perfect Match? I know you said you watched it.
Oh my God, yes.
I was kind of upset that Dom and Georgia won because I felt like Joey and Carousel got engaged. They like had the most genuine relationship, and like it fell apart after the show. But I'm just talking about like who won. Like that was upsetting. But I thought the show was kind of messy and fun.
No, I thought the show was so much fun. I don't watch a lot of shows in general, and I watched that when I was lured in. I was hooked.
Yeah.
Hooked. I did think it wasn't really fair that Carousel and Joey didn't win.
Right?
Yeah, but you know what? I was kind of like, they were so cute together on the show, but I feel like everybody in the house was probably like voting strategically, and then they probably just slipped through the cracks because I don't really know, but like they were really fun to watch, and like I actually wasn't like rooting for them at first. I was like, ugh, because like they at first to me they both seemed like a little bit like toxic for each other, not necessarily toxic, but I was just like, oh gosh, no. But then as I watched their relationship, I was like, oh my God, you guys are so cute and like perfectly. You guys were great.
Well, it's like they were kind of like on and off for 2 years, so it's like why now that you're on a TV show?
Yeah,
is all of a sudden it gonna work out? But then also like you're in the same spot, so now you're like forced to focus on your relationship. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword, and I feel like that's like the same thing with Bachelor in Paradise. Like even with maybe not Brendan and Piper, that's not a good example because like people could date in the real world, and sometimes you're like people go on TV just to like get famous or just to be on TV, but then it also like it is a place to fall in love.
Yeah,
like it genuinely is a place where you're focused on relationships, and like it is a cool way to meet someone. So like I feel like sometimes people are genuine when they go on TV. Like it's not, it could be both.
No, I mean even in getting to know the guys from the franchise like this past few months and stuff like that, like I really like I see people troll them and say so much mean stuff in general about all of us that go on reality TV, but like when I hear their backstories and what they were like hoping for through the experience, like a lot of people do go on the beach to find love, and then they get pulled into this really tumultuous storyline, and then there's temptation, and there's this and there's that, and it's like at the end of the day, like these are really good guys that are in a really, and girls that are in a really unique situation, and I think people would be surprised at how many people are genuine, but of course it's a reality show. They're gonna pump up the heightened drama of everything.
Wow. Crazy. So you don't watch a lot of reality TV, which is great. But do you watch like scripted shows?
Not really. I just watch like New Girl reruns and
I love that.
yeah. And like Whose Line Is It Anyways?
Yeah.
And
Well,
this is so bad. I Think You Should Leave. It's so funny.
oh, that's a show? I
Yeah.
thought you were kicking me out of my own podcast.
Honestly, I Think You Should Leave. No, it's a show.
Wait, it's Susie Reality, and welcome back.
Yeah, I'm taking your job.
Yeah, honestly, you should take over one time and interview people.
Oh my God. Yeah, that'd be so fun.
Yeah. So what is your blog? Tell us about it. We're going to wrap up in a few.
Oh my gosh,
so
fun.
what are you working towards right now?
So the blog really started a while ago because I wasn't able to do YouTube because of the show.
Uh-huh.
So
are you off contract now?
I'm off contract.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so I am able to do YouTube now, but we launched the blog, and it's a place where my videos were living. Some of them were living, and I was able just to like be creative, express myself. Like every week it's a little different. Like we try to stick to a theme, but we go through like I meet with like a management team and we talk about like what we should put out and like what we should be focusing on, and it's just like a creative place for me to write. Like that's been a really big like part of it for me where I'm like, oh, I've always loved writing, but I get to write and be creative and share my favorite products from time to time, share experiences. I'm actually going to drop some presets on the blog.
Cool.
Yeah. They're mostly like, they're not going to be things that you're like, oh, I'm definitely putting this on my profile or my grid, but it's like fun for stories. Like they're kind of like disposable camera themed.
Yeah.
So
because you're super artsy and digitally creative.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so that's
cool.
the vibe. And so I'll be doing that actually like tomorrow, but like it'll be a couple weeks ago from now probably.
Oh, fun. Well, so maybe it's out now.
Yeah, maybe it's out now.
Oh my
Check
gosh.
it out.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and chatting with me.
Of course.
This has been like so easy, so fun. Like I knew when you came on, I was like, I don't even need to prepare much because I knew we would just have a chill convo and it would just be fun and
little chit chat.
Yeah, just a little chit chat. Where can everybody follow you and keep up with you? Especially plug your TikTok.
Yeah, Susie Was Like is the TikTok. Susie C. Evans on Instagram. YouTube Susie Was Like. The blog is susiewasLike.com. And yeah, check it out.
I love it.
Let's do a TikTok.
Yeah, we're gonna do one right after.
Perfect. Can't wait.
Stay tuned. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast. Do not forget to leave it 5 stars, rate and review. And if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to my fucking channel. Please subscribe.
Please.
I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers.
Let's do it.
That was my goal by the end of last year. So it's my goal by the end of this year.
Yeah,
I know.
It's the goal by the end of the summer.
Whenever. I ended the month. Guys, please subscribe. Just do it. It takes 2 seconds. It's free.
Literally subscribe.
Thank you. Okay. Well, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.